My name's Gary Schotten. I'm sitting here in my company, Auto Turn Manufacturing. It's a machine shop. We make metal parts for industry. We have 3 major customers that make up a significant part of our business, and we have another 3 to 5 other very minor customers. We operate at the realm of around an average of 10 million a year. In sales, we have 65 employees, and just kind of gives you an idea where we're sitting right now, okay? Now, today we're going to talk about becoming the regional expert. And in that, I probably need a little bit of explanation. First of all, let's use the word expert. Let's find out what we mean by expert. Now, let's back up a step and call knowledge. Many people that I've talked to, especially some of the people wanting to get into business, come up with a wide range of ideas. I don't know where they get their ideas. They might find somebody that is referring to them businesses that are going bankrupt and they could buy this business at a bargain. That's fine. They might have an uncle that's doing good in this particular business, and boy, they see how good that uncle is, and they know they have no real skill sets in website or design of things, and so they're comparing themselves and think, oh man, I could do that. Or they might have a whole host of reasons for getting into a particular business. And I'm a strong proponent of staying near your corridor, near your skill sets, near the area that you feel most comfortable with, near the area that you have knowledge, some already inherent knowledge. Maybe your parents, maybe you've worked there before, maybe you have a history of working in that field. So you have some knowledge already, but you got to boil down to that knowledge is king. You have to gain knowledge about your product. You must know what's going on. You must understand maybe not every little piece of all the minutia of the details of how to make the parts. For instance, I cannot run a single machine here. In fact, you would be dangerous if I walked up there and tried to run the machine. They wouldn't let me. But I do know how that machine works in general, and I do understand the material that's involved and how that works and what about it takes to make this thing work. I've done my due diligence. I've read, I've studied, I've asked questions and more questions and more questions, and I've asked the vendors questions when I hear something that doesn't fit in my little engineer brain, and I'm thinking, hey, that doesn't fit my theology of this business. I pursue that and see where I've got to adjust my thinking a little bit. I'm constantly gaining knowledge. I'm a knowledge gaining sponge. I'm an asking question idiot. I ask questions, I ask questions. I am never afraid to ask a dumb question. The only question you've heard it said that's dumb is the one that you didn't ask. So become a asking question machine. And that's going to cause you to become somewhat of an expert in that field. And you're going to start noticing that as you become knowledgeable, you're going to have people come to you and say, hey, Bob, how did you do this? Or Bill, how did you do this? Or Gary, how did you do that? Just think of somebody on the computer, okay? I'm a little bit older, and I've had many people help me with the computer. And I'm thinking of one person, I'll never name them, and they said, I'll help you with my computer. And pretty soon I realize I have the wrong person on my computer. What they're doing on my computer is, they might understand, but it's bad. And I will never, ever, ever let them touch my computer again. Yet I have somebody else that they're what I would call an expert. And they don't know everything, but they know where their limits are. They know where to ask other people. They're not going to screw up my computer. That's really important to me. So who am I going to go to if I need help? I'm going to the regional expert, the person in my region, in my area that I know that has the answer. So that's what you want to become. You cannot be a jack of all trades in every particular technical skill in every business. I'm trying to be an expert, a regional expert in business. I'm studying business in China. I'm studying business in Mexico. I'm studying business in Mongolia. I want to become an expert on international business. I'm asking questions. I'm learning. Because I want people, when they have a question about not the details necessary, but how does business work around the world? There's all kinds of other cases. that you can be a regional expert. I had a friend that's in the jewelry business, and he was known, he knew his jewels, he knew how to grade a jewel, he knew how to, I've always wondered on a diamond, you know, I'm a novice, I could talk to anybody under the sun, and if I told them I bought this over here, I don't call them unethical, but they could tell me that's a good diamond or a bad diamond, because I don't know. So I would want somebody I trust that's a regional expert in diamonds. I would want somebody in lawn care that knows what they're doing. So it just goes on and on and on and on, because repeat and referral is the primary way to grow your business. Maybe mergers and acquisitions would be the next. But to start with, repeat and referral. If you can't keep your customers happy and have them come back again, then you've got a problem. They did not deem you knowledgeable enough to solve their problem. And if you can't master that, you would be going after another customer that uses you one time and never tells anybody about you, or uses you one time and tells all of their friends how stupid you were or how unexperienced you were, and it's negative advertisement. So become knowledgeable, learn, ask, and become a regional expert. A regional would be any area that you have influence. If you were had a business and a shop, you might be regional within a couple counties away. You might be regional within just your church or just your community, but it's just your world. Become regional to them. I hope you've learned something. I hope this helped.